Now, joining us on the phone line for more on the story is MKMVA NEC member Carl Niehaus. Carl, very good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining us. Yes, now the matter. Good afternoon, Carl. Now the matter has been struck off the roll, but there seems to be room for further legal challenge, even as the top ANC officials keep asking their members not to use the courts to resolve their issues. What are your comments?
Well, I think that the situation as we see it at the moment is extremely unfortunate. What happened in the conference on Saturday night going through into Sunday, the violence that erupted there was entirely unacceptable. And what is really important is for the ANC and for all our comrades now to commit ourselves to proper democratic processes and making sure that we will never prevent democracy from proceeding, and that violence and the kind of behavior that we saw over the weekend that happened would never be allowed to become the norm in the ANC. That is what we are challenged with. I cannot judge at this stage on the issue around the ruling of the court with regards to the particular situation that played itself out, except to say that I would have thought it would have been extremely difficult, if not impossible, to conduct a proper conference under those circumstances with the violence that I saw on some of the videos that were shown to me.
And Carl, what kind of an impact do you think this court battles and also the literally blood battles that we saw in the Eastern Cape coming from the ANC likely to have on the December conference?
Look, we must avoid at all costs to derail the National Elective Conference of the ANC in December. It is critical that that conference must proceed. With regards to the issue of comrades taking provincial conferences and the processes around provincial conferences on reviewed courts, the principle should prevail that we try to find political solutions for these problems rather than to let the courts decide. But at the same time, we must be very careful not to have selective morality. We cannot have a situation where in one circumstance, a particular group says that it is correct and right to go to court, but that group in another circumstance then are unhappy with a matter being taken to court. The principle should be that we must resolve matters politically. But at the same time, in terms of how we deal with these court issues, we have to be consistent. We cannot come over as expedient and self-serving in how we judge the decisions to go to court or not to go to court. That will not help us. It will not take the African National Congress forward, and it will not assist us to get out of the current quagmire that we find ourselves in with regards to now the Eastern Cape provincial elective conference, but also with the situation as it played itself out in KwaZulu-Natal.
Oh, absolutely. Carl, thank you so much for those comments. We certainly appreciate it. Carl Niehaus there joining me on the phone line from the MKMVA NEC member.